Your Lordship, I had asked for the court's indulgence before lunch. The meeting at Ministry of Mines and Energy was supposed to take place at 12. Your Lordship, to my surprise, when I reached there, I was told it was changed to 2 o'clock. So I did immediately communicate with your assistant as well as my learned colleagues. So I had anticipated that I'll be here by 2:45. However, the meeting only started at 2:30. So I sincerely apologize for that, my lord. It was reasons beyond my control.
All right. Thank you,
Please,
Mr.
the court.
Samherji. Mr. King, you may proceed.
Yes.
Mr. Hatuikulipi, just to canvass this issue of consultations, from your first bail application in the magistrate court, your defense has always been that you were doing work for Samherji only in relations to the 3 JVs. Cinco, Eucor, and Epango.
Those are the JVs that were convinced, madam. Yeah.
So, and already in your first bail application, you had proffered or you had stated that defense to the court in your affidavit.
That's correct, madam.
Yes. It came the second bail application. Again, the same defense was carried forward.
Sorry?
Came the second bail application on new facts. You again brought the evidence that your defense will be that you only worked for Samherji for between that period,
Which period?
from 2011 up until 2018,
That's correct.
for the JVs
And the clients that
and
I
the
got
clients
for
for the
Samherji.
fish.
Yes.
Yes. In fact, in your second bail application, you presented emails of communications with regards to Roba Logistics
That's correct.
buying fish.
That's correct.
You presented evidence about how you were introduced to these DRC officials from the army who wanted to buy fish, and you met them in South Africa through Lazarus Schweder.
Is that now, are you referring to this current bail or
in
the...
the previous
No,
one,
that one is for this, the current one.
for this one.
Yeah, it's for this one.
So in your previous one, you have not.
It was Loba Logistic, that one.
It was only
Yeah, from Zambia. It was that one.
Global Logistics.
Loba Logistic, yes.
And again here, and through those applications, the first application, the second application, the court had considered this defense, that you have only communicated or you have only worked on the JVs in Samherji's relationship together with the selling of the fish.
Repeat your question, sorry.
Both
The one?
in the first bail application
Magistrate
and the second bail application,
okay.
having presented this defense, it was considered by the court, isn't it?
Yes.
And in fact, Mr. Kanyangela, when he testified in this application before this court, the second bail application on new facts, he has not denied the relationship between you, Samherji, and the JVs.
That's correct.
Yes.
But he said that that was just temporary. So I brought now evidence before court to show that from 2012 up to 2018, I'm still doing work for Samherji. That's why I'm saying it's not temporary. That's why I brought this document, to show the court that it was not temporary as it has been alleged.
Let me go to the record exactly where Mr. Page 674, my lord. Of the record, yes.
$600.
74.
Yes.
At line number 21. So this is Mr. Kanyangela testifying, even in examination in chief, before he was even cross-examined.
Okay.
According to Mr. Peter Negongo, the applicant, after he was introduced, he assisted the Samherji group to have access to the fishing quotas, which was allocated to 3 right holders, with supposed to read Cinco, Eucor, and Epango.
Correct.
These 3 companies later, they formed up a joint venture, which have then entered into an agreement with Samherji Group.
That's correct.
Yes. This joint venture that he's speaking of, he was then alive to the formation of Arctic NEM, which is a joint venture company between the 3 right holders and Samherji, which was long term,
That's correct.
which went up to 2018.
That's correct.
And he goes on during cross-examination at page 1001 and 7. Page 1007.
Yes.
This was put to him. Oh, sorry.
I don't have that one. 1007.
Yes.
I don't have. Okay, that's just fine.
I was hoping I emailed everything. I'm not sure if you got
Yeah, he did it on soft copy.
soft copy. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Well,
Yes.
it's good that you have it. You read what its content
Yes.
there, and for everyone to follow.
Yes.
1007.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
If the applicant was nothing, this is now from Mr. Metcalf to Mr. Kanyangela, the question. If the applicant was nothing, not involved with the company, had no connections, why would he be getting all this information? It's regarding information that you had presented in your email bundle that you have produced,
Okay.
correct? About the JVs. Mr. Kanyangela's response was, I have said that I am not disputing that this the way communication with Johannes Stephenson. Yes. What I have said is that the payments that he is alleging to have been paid for alleged consultation, I can still say that these were bribe money that were received just as Johannes have explained. You see there? So we need to differentiate between you doing the work and what the actual payments were for. Do you understand that? Right. So now,
But there's also a part where he was crossed by Mr. Metcalf. And then he said this was just temporary. The JVs was just temporary for them to continue to do their corrupt scheme.
yes,
You have that one?
yes, I'll show you, even in your bundle. Maybe we can canvas that at this point already. Even with your bundle, Samherji, these 3 right holders were not sufficient for Samherji's operations in Namibia.
Were not sufficient.
Yes.
What do you mean?
Okay.
Yes.
First and foremost, just the Hainesty alone the fishing vessel. That was a vessel that was co-owned by the fish right according to their agreement, the right holders as well. That was the initial agreement was, or arrangement was, that they will also co-own the vessel.
It was part of the negotiation.
It was part of the
Yeah,
negotiation, yes.
That the Heinesta vessel will be imported to Namibia,
Yes,
and it will be acquired by a company owned by Samherji
Yes.
and the 3 JVs.
yes.
Yeah, right.
Now, how many vessels did they have in Namibia?
They brought in a different vessel. They had Saga, they had Heinesta, they also had Series, and they also, yeah, Series or Siri. Yeah.
At a point, they had 3 vessels in Namibia.
No. Sometimes they bring in Saga, and then, I know first they started with Heinesta and Series, then Series went, then Saga came. So it was Heinesta and Saga.
So they would have 2
Correct.
vessels at a point.
Correct.
Right. Through your documents, what I've picked up was that just Heinesta alone, the capacity, the annual capacity for it to be fully utilized was close to 45,000 metric tons.
Okay.
Is that correct? It's in your document 19.
19.
Yes. B23.
Okay. And there?
And so I think the 3rd bullet under the title points, it says the vessel capacity is approximately 40 to 45,000 tons per year. That is just one vessel.
Correct.
Yeah. And the total quota that could then be awarded to all 3 JVs combined was only about 35,000 metric tons. So a whole 10,000 metric tons lower.
Correct.
That is now just for one vessel. Now, taking into consideration 35,000 metric tons. So just that vessel already, if Samherji was to carry on its operations only on the quotas awarded to the 3 JV right holders, they would already be been operating under capacity by 10,000 metric tons.
Correct.
Yes. And now they have even another vessel which would then not have anything to catch. So they needed more, isn't it? Yes.
Okay, yes.
Yes. And that is why, if you go to the next page of 19, the following page, 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th bullet,
From the top.
yes,
Okay.
it says, despite all above, then, Katla is happy with the result and it has secured 3 quota right holders, JVs,
Correct.
right? Then the most important is the next paragraph. The opportunity is to have a long-term project, and hopefully we can build up further value in the upcoming years and enter into more projects
Correct.
as it has been planned. When was this planning done? And more specifically, they say other horse mackerel quota, experimental quota of mackerel, cold storage, dry fish, etc.
Correct.
So it has already been planned by February 2013 that other projects that can bring about more horse mackerel quotas.
No, it's not what it says. Other horse mackerel quotas,
Yes.
experimental quotas, cold store, and dry fish factory.
I am just interested in what is mentioned first. Other horse mackerel quota.
Okay?
So it had already been planned that the horse mackerel quota they are having from the JVs is not sufficient. They planned to get more. When was that planning, Mr. Hatuikulipi?
The planning of to get other, no, that's the plan of Samherji. To get more horse mackerel quota, experimental quota, cold store, and dry fish factory. That was Samherji's plan. Yes. And
You're
that's
also
why,
involved in that plan.
that's why I testify that when Johannes approached me
Yes.
to assist him on the project of Angola, because he wanted to enter the Angolan water, I told him I cannot. Number one, I cannot speak Portuguese, and it's difficult to operate with those people. And he told me that he was assisted by Ricardo Gustavo. Yeah.
Now, for sure, what then transpired after this email was that additional quotas were received from Namgoma project.
What does that say then?
No. I'm saying in reality what you have now discovered from the disclosure.
Oh, they good, okay. That's what the disclosure say?
Yes,
Okay.
50,000 metric tons of horse mackerel quotas.
Or is that additional now? Does it say additional?
No.
Because you are saying additional quota.
Apart
That's why
from,
you are confusing me now.
As such, but if my learned colleague is referring to what is contained in the additional disclosure, if he can just make reference to it, is there a document or what, or because it's not fair just to say it has been discovered from the additional disclosure.
Okay.
If there's documentation pertaining to that, let him produce it and refer to it, other than just putting it generally.
All right, that's
we have to
fine.
refer to quota award documents which are already before court. This will become a whole trial. And I don't think it's in dispute. And it have never been placed in dispute by the applicant that there was 50,000 metric tons of horse mackerel quota that I was now bring, every time I'm referring to even the charge, I must bring documents.
Okay, Mr. Samherji.
Please, the court. My lord, that is not the point. I don't know why my learned colleague is always in a habit of misunderstanding objections which are clear. I'm saying the line of questioning, following the line of questioning from my learned colleague, he is saying, based on B23, because there was mention by Samherji that there is additional horse mackerel quota. He is now extending it to say this additional horse mackerel quota came from the Namgoma, the 50,000. And that's why I was saying that he's saying that it came from the additional disclosure. So where does it say that? I'm just saying that it must be clear. If there's a document or anything pertaining to that, he must say, based on this document or based on evidence of this person or that, this is what they are saying. But he's phrasing things in general terms, and that is where I have a problem.
All right, no, that's fair, and
May I please the court?
I believe your colleague appreciates that.
Sorry. I actually also even left this document. I was now referring to after that. See, this is an email of 2013 where it says it has been planned that they must get additional, or they must get other horse mackerel quotas. After this, after 2013, my question was then that Samherji managed to get other horse mackerel quotas from the Namgoma project. Is that correct? Yes.
The documents for the disclosure.
Yes.
That's why I was now referring to that document, my lord, in my evidence in chief, that document 60, the internal memorandum, the one that Mr. Ipinga was said it cannot be, I cannot use it. It talk about the additional quota, document 60, but we did not hand it in. Remember so everything is there. It shows additional quota and from where the letter came from, to whom was it CC, who were the people that were given additional quotas, and etc.
Yes.
Why could it not be used?
Remember, they said it was already in the disclosure in my previous bail application,
Oh, okay.
and I did not use it that time. But that I only saw it late, my lord.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's fine. That's the document that he was objecting now, and it's clear. It's talking about additional horse mackerel quota. that was given to Namgoma, it was given to other companies, Namibia, Mozambique, it was given to all the right holders. But it's fine, let's continue.
My point is, when Mr. Kanyangela testified that the JV quota was just an entrance, it was not sufficient to sustain the operations, he was not wrong. Is that correct?
Yes, he's right, that's what they are saying here.
Yes.
But with now, when it comes to Namgoma now, my lord, let me refer Mr. Ipinge to, because you are now talking about Namgoma, let me refer you to document 70, B70, my lord, of my bundle. Since it's now talking about Namgoma.
Maybe let's clear this issue because it sounds as if you are not on the same page on that issue. Mr. Hatuikulipi, what is it that you are referring to when you say that Mr. Kanyangela said it was just a temporary arrangement? What was he referring to?
No, he said the JVs that we brought on board, he said that was just a temporary arrangement for us to continue with our criminal, whatever syndicate.
Yes.
Then I say that is not true. My job had to do only with the JVs and getting clients for Samherji, as per the agreement that I had. So now Mr. Ipinge is talking about, okay, Mr. Kanyangela said, okay, there were other quotas that they were looking for. Then I say, yes, what the document also said, the one from Johannes, that's what I'm referring to. If he's talking about Namgoma, and I've been always telling the court that I was not part of Namgoma, my lord. That's why I'm referring the court to document 70B70.
Yes, at it.
Yeah, where it clearly shows communication from Johannes to James. This is what was summarized when they were having their conversation. And these are the people, it was now Johannes, James and Saki. You can see they were in the process of putting together the establishment of Namgoma Peshka Namibia, my lord. And if you can see, I'm not even copied into this email. This is what was summarized. The quota will be allocated next week, Friday, to Namgoma, Namibia. Second, make a usage fee agreement between Namgoma and the operating company, Namibia, 10,000 ton, or any other agreement to give comfort to both parties. This need to be ready before next week, Friday. Usage fee agreement between Namgoma and other operational companies. This has to be ready before when? Comfort letter from Mr. Torsten regarding the Namibia quota. This we have to write, me and you. It's now Johannes and James. That's why I'm saying me and you. And ask him to sign. My lord, they are talking about Mr. Torsten here. The letter that needs to come from Mr. Torsten. Mr. Torsten is the CEO of Samherji, my lord. Okay? And we will attach explanation for him for this letter and explain to João what needs to be written in the fishing license in Angola. João, they are the owners of Namgoma, my lord. So I'm charged that I've conspired with my co-accused in setting up Namgoma Peshka Namibia and the catching agreement between Namgoma Peshka Namibia and Samherji. I'm being charged for that, my lord. And this is now, even if you go to the following document, it's talking about, so Johannes is writing to Ricardo, document 71. He said, hi Ricardo, can you please send me full info of the company, which we will make the usage fee agreement with for the quota in Namibia. And then on top, Ricardo, right back to Johannes. Hi Johannes, the company is Paw Print Investment Pty Limited, trading as Namgoma Peshka Namibia. Company registration number is 2014/0304. Regards, Ricardo. So these two documents, my lord, they are clear. How the parties were putting their agreements in place, catching agreement, and I'm not even copied into this. How they were discussing the quota about Namgoma and how they were putting together the process of establishing Namgoma. And I'm also not copied there. So these are the people that went to go look for the quota that Mr. Ipinge is referring to. And I'm not copied to. You're asking the wrong person.
I'll get to where you were copied
Thank you.
So one, where they got this additional horse mackerel quota was Namgoma. The other that they then got also was the catch agreements with Fishco, correct?
Like what I've said, you brought this question the last. I say I'm not aware of those catching agreements. And I made it clear to this court that I was not aware of those catching agreements only when it was disclosed. The disclosure was disclosed to me.
Yes.
And this document that I brought, it's clear. It's clear on this fact
From the disclosure
that
that we have
Namgoma had nothing to do with me. Because I was trying to explain last time about Namgoma Pesca Limitada that got a quota in Angola. Then you say, remember, Mr. Hatuikulipi, you are not charged for that, for Namgoma Pesca Angola. You are charged for Namgoma Pesca Namibia. Do you recall that, Mr. Ipinge?
I'm not asking you. We'll get to the Namgoma part. We'll not fail to deal with it.
Oh, okay.
Simply what I was pointing out to you is that they said here they have been planned to get other horse mackerel quota.
Correct.
Now from the disclosure, those other horse mackerel quota they got from the Namgoma project, correct? They also, from the disclosure that you have received, they also got further horse mackerel quota from Fishco,
That's
which
correct.
they were
Yeah,
catching.
yes, yes, I
Yes.
saw that in the disclosure.
Was there any other
Other one?
horse mackerel quota?
That was awarded to Samherji.
Samherji?
I will not know.
You will not.
Yeah, I will not know.
There was none.
Excuse me?
There was none.
Oh, okay, you say that. But you are saying they receive other horse marker. You say Namgoma
And
and Fishco.
Fishco.
Now I've clearly indicated on document B70 how they are discussing Johannes and James and Sakile about the
No,
Namgoma
just-
quota.
just-
Are you with me now?
I'm coming there.
Oh, okay.
So now, your primary duty as a consultant is to get them quotas
Catching agreement.
and catching
Not
agreements.
quotas, catching agreement.
Yet you do not know which other quotas and which other catching agreements they entered into. Why?
Like what I said, Johannes approached me to assist him to enter the Angolan water. You
I'm not
remember?
talking about-
No, let me give my answer.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
And then I told him that I cannot do that.
Yes.
And then he said he got assistance from Ricardo. And it's the same Ricardo that they are communicating here in document B71. Or B70. What more do you want me to tell you, no, Mr. Ipinge?
Apart from the JVs, the three
Yes.
right holders, there was no other institutions, there was no other right holders apart from the JVs that you approached to get additional quotas.
Apart from the JV, just repeat
The
your question.
JVs, there was no other institutions that you approached to get additional quotas. Yes.
Me now,
As the
myself.
consultant now.
No. I only work with the JVs. Yeah, so it was only on the JVs.
Why? But your mission was to get them as much quota as they need to sustain their operations, and the JVs were not enough. What did you do as the consultant to get them more quotas to sustain their operations?
I could not get them more quotas. I could only get them the catching agreement for the 3 JVs.
Well, did
And
you
that was-
approach any other
No,
institution?
I did not.
Okay.
That's why I was asked to do that. Yeah. So they receive even a quota of Namgoma Pesca Limitada in Angola when we travel them a lot in January 2015 to 22 January. 2014, sorry, 15 to 22 January 2014. When we traveled there, after traveling, there was a quota that was obtained on behalf of Namgoma Pesca business from João de Barros. And that quota was caught by Samherji in Angola. When we traveled there, it was because they received that quota after traveling now. So that quota was caught by Samherji in Angola also.
No. That is fine.
Okay.
Now, when you got the JVs in with Samherji, is it correct that you also come to a realization that these right holders were making fortunes, they were making a lot of money from these fishing quotas.
They were making
A lot of money from these fishing
the
quotas.
JVs now. Yeah, if you can see the size of the quotas that they got, like JV2 here, document 19 said 12,500, JV5 got 10,000, JV7 get 12,500.
Yeah.
That's a big quota.
They're making
Yeah, they will make money.
They will make money. Yes. And you, unfortunately, by that time, could never get rights because the window for the minister to award rights had closed already in September 2011.
No, I never applied for any right, my lord.
Yes.
I didn't need any right.
And not only you that came to that realization. Mr. James Hatuikulipi also came to that realization. Saki Shangala also came to that realization because they were involved with these JVs. They realized that these people were making money from this quota.
But I cannot speak on behalf of Saki and James, Mr. Ipinge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because with that, I just want to clarify, because Mr. Kanyangela in actual fact says he did not speak of your involvement with Samherji being temporal. That was not his
No,
words.
he did. I'll find the page.
Let me give you page number 675 of the record. Line number 3.
75. From the top, huh?
Yes, line number 3. And according to Johannes Stephenson, the minister and the other 4 accused, they saw that those people that were having right holders, especially on the horse mackerel quotas, they were making a lot of money from the quotas. The minister and the one of the accused, Mr. Saki Shangala, they decided to come up with a bilateral agreement in terms of Section 35 of the Marine Resource Act, so that that can give them a chance to enter the quotas or to have access to quotas. So that is how it came about, according to Mr. Kanyangela. Not that this thing was temporary, no. You came to the realization that these people were making money and you wanted that money for yourself.
No. I disagree with you. I'll get the page, my lord, tomorrow when I'll get that page.
Yes.
So you say that was just temporary. I'll get it. I'll get it tomorrow, my lord.
So now let's go back. We were busy to say that despite you having preferred this defense that you're just doing work for Samherji between Samherji and the JVs, the court in both instances found that you did not give proper explanations with regards to your involvement in the Namgoma matter, neither in the Fishco matter. Hence, the state had a prima facie case. You understand that?
It says that. But I was not involved with Namgoma. How do
Yes. I'm saying the court, for instance, paragraph 59 of the court's judgment is that this court found that there was a prima facie case against you on the Namgoma matter as well as on the Fishco matter. Those are the issues for which you are charged with.
All right, that's why I brought now these documents now.
Yes.
That clearly indicate that Namgoma has nothing to do with me, which is document 70,
Okay.
B70. And while we are at 19, that document 19, my lord, let's just go back to document 19, 2 of 3, where Mr. Ipinge was there, while we are still there.
Which one?
Document 19, B, you said B23. What did you say? B23, right?
Yes, B23.
Yeah, I think from the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It says, my lord, because it says Katla is very happy with the partners which they have found. And the good and hard work of our partners have shown and support Katla in the difficult negotiation process, and it is highly respected and appreciated. The MOU, what does the MOU say? Because you are saying it's son-in-law, it's a partner. Now, to whom is Samherji referring to? Why is Katla happy? because of the partner. They've put in a lot of effort in what? In the negotiation process. Yes.
How much did you bill them in February 2013? Can you show us a single invoice? This email was written February 2013. A single invoice that you submitted to Samherji by this date or close by.
Do you remember my testimony?
No, no.
Samherji had cash flow problem that time. So they said I can only invoice from May 2014. And it's part of my evidence in chief. My previous bail application, I can show you that and it's on the record.
Invoice and cash flow is different things.
The invoice can only be paid if the cash flow is right. So the people had a problem with cash flow.
That it can be made.
It can be what?
It can be made. You
There
can
are-
issue your invoice even if the client will not
Remember
pay
my
the-
testimony. Oh, sorry.
My Lord, I object. My learned colleague is now arguing with the witness. An explanation has been given. It might not be to the satisfaction of Mr. Ipinge, but it has been given. He cannot start arguing an invoice and cash flow and so on. An explanation has been given. Unless Mr. Ipinge has insight on how Samherji worked, whereby even if their cash flow, they had a problem with cash flow, invoices could be given. On what basis is he arguing?
All right, that's fine,
May it please the court.
Mr. Siomunji. The way I understand your colleague is he's making progress with his questions in the sense that when he answers, he gives another perspective of it, and he answers, and is helpful to the court. On this issue of whether it's invoice and the manner in which Mr. Ipinge is capturing it, I'm trying to understand which is which. So it's quite important that I understand how the state argues this point and the way he also views it.
My Lord, when the applicant gave an explanation, Mr. Ipingo was saying, no. How is he disagreeing with? Yes,
that is another issue.
Indeed,
yes.
so, my Lord.
Yes.
All I'm saying, my Lord, is when Mr. Ipinge poses a question,
Yes.
it is answered. It might not be to his satisfaction, but
All right.
irrespective, an answer has been given. But you cannot now argue and say cash flow, because Samherji had cash flow problems.
Yes.
How does it affect the invoice? And an explanation has been given that they said that invoices should not be submitted because they had cash flow problems.
Yes.
So that's why I said, unless Mr. Ipinge had insight on how Samherji worked, that's when he'll be able to disagree with that. Maybe he should tell us. Maybe he had insight on how Samherji worked with regard to cash flow and invoices.
Mr. Ipinge,
That on the basis of which he's disagreeing.
do you differ with how he's dealing with the question? Because he's differentiating the two.
Yes.
Is your position different?
Yes. My
How
position
is it different?
I want to know if he issued any invoice to them.
Yes.
That is my question.
Yes, and that's what I was following.
Yes.
So you are saying you never...
That time I did not, because they told me you can only invoice from 2014 when they have cash flow.
Yes.
And then they inform me that, yes, Tamson, you can now invoice. And it's also in my evidence in chief of my previous bail application a lot.
2011, the day that, or the year that they got into business with you, entered into a MOU and agreement, you didn't issue a single invoice to them.
I did issue the one that I also explained in my evidence in chief, that there was a payment of 300,000 that was paid to Fiti Entertainment, because Johannes has been calling me up and down. When every time he calls me, I'm not around Windhoek. So I told him I also have other businesses. So he said, okay, let's agree. I'll pay you up front in advance. Yeah, so they pay me the 300,000 for me to always be around. Do you understand? And then from there, when we made progress, he informed me, okay, we have now cash flow problem. I'll let you know when to invoice. So 2014, May, I think it's May there. Then that's the only time they told me you can now invoice. So, okay.
Which period did you not invoice because of cash flow issues?
From 2012, 13, only 2014, my lord.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most of the work with regards to convincing these JVs were to be done in 2011?
2012, Mr. Ipinga.
No, from
The
20
agreement was signed in 2011.
Yes. They were to be
December.
done at least from 2011, just when they approached you, because
Correct.
the right holders were already identified in September that
Correct.
year. Yes.
No, you are right.
Yes, 2011, early 2012, because once you are a right holder, once you have an operator in place, you are awarded your quota so that you can start fishing.
So remember the agreement was signed December 17, 2011. And then end of December, that's the time I approached my cousin to assist me on this project. And then 2012 now, they start now.
Yes.
Yeah, is it clear
Yes.
now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
They started by February 2012.
From January, the negotiation started already.
I'm not talking about the negotiations. The fishing, the catching agreements, they were signed around February 2012.
Yes, correct.
Yes, the
Yeah.
short
So
term.
the negotiation was done January.
Yes.
Yes,
Short term agreement, February 2012.
that's correct, for 12
Yes.
months.
Now, when you were concluding this agreement, what was the understanding? How would you be paid? I mean, there was now just a short-term agreement that they will be here for 1 year.
Does the agreement say so?
The first catching agreements were
No,
for temporary for 1 year.
It was not no, you don't understand. Mr.
Whilst,
Ipinga. Let me correct you, Mr. Ipinga. You are confusing yourself. The MOU is to get the JVs on board for long term. Are you with me? So in the beginning, the agreement was only for 12 months for the parties to get to know each other and to build trust.
exactly, that's the agreement I'm talking
And
about.
then that's the catching agreement.
Yes,
From
it
there,
was for 12 months.
for 12 months. From
Yes.
thereafter, it's now a long term. We have now to proceed with the long term catching agreement. The negotiation continue. Yes.
It was not certain that these persons, these JVs, will enter into long-term agreements. At that point, you only had a short term, which is February for 12 months.
Correct.
Correct. How are you to be paid for those 12 months?
How?
Yes.
The 12 months, the plan was for long term. So we deliver for 12 months. So that time,
Were you to be paid for that 12 months?
from 2012, as
Was-
long as you deliver for the 12 months, up to the long term.
Were you to be paid for those 12 months?
But they did not pay me on that one.
How
That's
much
why-
were you supposed to be paid?
No, there was not a fee. It depends how much quota they will get, maybe. It depends from their operation.
You were the one offering the services. How much were the services that you were rendering worth?
This question you even asked me in my previous bail application, and I will still tell you that Samherji, based on the revenue from the operation, they will tell me how much I should invoice. I don't run the operation, they run the operation.
So it's not from you.
It's not from me, and yet I've been made it clear. Yes.
2012 came. The long-term agreement is signed.
Correct.
2013.
2013,
Yes. This was an achievement,
Correct.
yet you did not invoice them.
That's not the time they said. They have cash flow problems now.
Sir, that's an important communication. It's no way in the emails that you have provided that, listen, Tamson, we do not have money, you cannot invoice, you must wait. It's not in any email that you have put in these bundles.
But I'm telling you, I was there. You were not there. I'm telling you what was happening, Mr. Ikipi. Now you are just speculating. I'm telling you what happened.
But you confirm.
Maybe you
that
are not
email
happy.
is
You are
not
not
there.
happy with my answer, but that's the answer. Yes.
The question is simply to say that what you are saying, that for that period they had cash flow issues
That's correct.
and you may not invoice. It's not contained in any of the documents. That's
Okay.
what
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
just
it's not in any document.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was done verbally, my lord.
Okay.
Yes, my lord.
It was not an addendum to your consultancy agreement to say we further agree that the consultant or the partners will not be paid until 2014.
No, no, it's not there. It's not in the agreement. That's why I said it was done verbally after now. The JVs have signed.
But sir,
But the agreement says once the JVs have signed, they will be paid. Then they came back to me. Now the JVs have signed, but just hold on, we have cash flow problem. Once we get funds, we'll let you know when to invoice. And this is what happened, Mr. Ipinge.
so the payments only started in 2014 when the Namgoma project had kicked off.
No, man. I thought you said Namgoma was only issued a quota in July, as per your disclosure, 2014.
Yes.
The payment started from May. Yeah, that is before.
Yes.
Now,
We'll deal with those issues tomorrow.
so the Namgoma does
My
not
lord.
fit there.
My lord, I think I raised this point before. Because my learned colleague is like he's not sure of what he's asking. If he is sure, because he said payments only started after the Namgoma project. And an answer has been given, which now he's agreeing to. Now the thing started, the payment started in May. My learned colleague should be sure, is what I indicated even earlier in the morning, sure of what he's putting across. It's not a thing of speculating or fishing for information. Cross-examination is not a thing for fishing for information. If he has evidence to the contrary, he must put it exactly like that and show the evidence
When
to
he
dispute what is
says-
being said.
When he says we'll deal with that, what does that mean?
My lord, why is this? Because now maybe he wants to go and check. Why can't he deal with it? Because this is the opportune time. The thing is being refuted now. Which other time? To allow him to go and look through notes and then come and bring it tomorrow, what?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
What is the time now? And my lord, if my learned friend is not aware, I'm the one that did this bail application, the second one. And I have dealt in details with the communications about Namgoma that started in 2013. I've dealt with the agreements, how it was communicated to the AG in December 2013. So by 2014, the trips, that's why I'm saying, the Namgoma trips or the Namgoma project had kicked off. And I will deal with that.
It's
Not
my
that I
old
do not
bundle.
know what
Oh,
I'm doing.
Oh, sorry. My old bundle, my previous bail application. We go again at divider 13 of the ledger account for Erongo Clearing and Mer Maria Seafood. Here it says the first payment was made on the 12th of May 2014, 1.4 million. And there was another payment on the 21 July 2014 of 150,000.
The point is clear.
Yeah.
He had said payment only started after the Namgoma in July, and you corrected. According to you, it started in May. And
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And he's saying we'll deal with that.
Oh,
So I'm
okay,
yet to
okay.
hear
Oh, okay.
how do they take it, do
Okay.
they differ, or
Oh,
that
all
is
right,
the
my lord.
case. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You may proceed.
Okay. No,
The witness is being confused.
My lord,
Is-
I object to that.
Okay,
My learned
it's
colleague.
fine, it's fine, Mr.
No,
Chairman.
no, my lord. The issue is my learned colleague is making a mockery of this exercise.
Okay.
It's not allowed. Can he withdraw on record what he said?
Is it that serious, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, your lordship. Because he's saying I'm confusing my client. Can he withdraw on record what he said?
Tell me,
Because otherwise, if this is the way he wants the conduct of these proceedings to be,
All right.
they can be like that.
No, it shouldn't.
It should be cordial, yes, but he must also be cordial.
It's
I've
Mr.
not attacked him personally. Can he withdraw that statement? May it please the court.
Mr. Ipinge, did you mean to be offensive to your colleague?
No, I could see the witness was confused,
Okay.
but it was cleared up by the court, and it came to that. That is the comment.
No, I was not confused.
All right. Just to urge that we'll continue to be courteous and collegial to each other. You'll proceed.
4:30, that's why I said we'll deal with that tomorrow before the objections. But My Lord, we do not have further court time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes. I do not know other parties, but previously we had always started, except for the first days that we started 10. I don't know the feeling of other parties involved. I do not have an issue if we start by that time.
Mr. Samherji, what is your take in that regard?
Your Lordship, in essence, I do not have an objection if maybe my learned colleagues have other things to attend to. Hence their request to start at 10, but I'm in the court's hands.
Thank you. In that case, we'll continue tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Court adjourns.